Hello Pioneers, in the last episode of our Satisfactory series we optimized supercomputers and tackled supply chain issues. Today we're diving into the automation of fused modular frames. This requires a brand new resource, nitrogen gas. We'll explore the world, set up fracking extraction and transport it back to base to cold temper our production. Let's see if we can bring this advanced component to life. We're going to kick this episode off by unlocking advanced aluminum production. That is our next big milestone forwards.
Milestone reached. The resource well pressurizer and extractor can harvest nitrogen, crude oil, and water from underground wells. Nitrogen, being a gas, does not need pumps for pipeline transportation. Fixit does not process most of your metrics, but I do. According to Fixit predictions, you are exploiting this planet with unexpected efficiency. They did always struggle to see the true potential of things. Nothing about you is unexpected to me, and therefore you are performing exactly as expected.
Okay, so we're good according to Fixit, but Ada's unimpressed with us. Fair enough. So we've unlocked a bunch of stuff, and to continue progressing our hub, here's my plan. I know we unlocked drones, and I'm not really sure what it's going to be used for, but we'll test it out at some point. But at the moment, since we're dealing with fluids, I don't think the drone's going to help us because it can only transport solids, right? But we've just unlocked this, which is a bunch of stuff to do with pressurized well extraction, where we can extract water, or even crude oil? Weird. Didn't we already scan for crude oil? But anyway, we can extract water and all that stuff, and nitrogen. That's the new resource. So we've got to figure out how we can do that. Now we're going to make this fused modular frame because that's what is used for the next unlocks, fused modular frames and supercomputers, as well as particle enrichment. I also unlocked nuclear power, and one of my viewers suggested to me, I think it was Nymeria, they suggested that I shouldn't be using this right now, and I'd be a bit remiss if I didn't listen to my viewers because you guys know what you're doing and I have no idea. Because I had a little guess and he said I was right that when you use nuclear power, you create byproduct that can't be destroyed. And you need this particle enrichment stuff to turn it into maybe nuclear pasta or one of these materials to send into the space elevator instead. And I don't want to end up with boxes and boxes of depleted uranium or whatever it is. Like, I haven't done uranium power before, but my learnings from other games like Factorio, where you put in uranium fuel cells and you get depleted cells and then you can't get rid of the depleted cells. It's a whole thing, right? So we're going to follow this path to unlock all this before we do nuclear power. So over here, we can scan for nitrogen gas, which I think we're going to need for these fused modular frames. Let's have a look at how they're made. So I'm guessing they're made in a blender, right? That's our new building we unlocked a while ago. We just drop a blender down. We've got a bunch of recipes like the cooling system and all this stuff. But here we go. The fused modular frame is what we're after. It takes a heavy modular frame, 50 aluminum casing, and nitrogen gas. Okay, cool. So the recipe is not very complicated. It must be like an intro to blender recipe, but we need to transport nitrogen gas back to our base. And we need to first figure out where nitrogen gas even is. Obviously, it's nowhere near us. So we've got a source over there, and I remember seeing that at some point when I was looking for things. And the purity is in circles now. Okay, that one's more pure than this one. But this one I think is a little bit more closer. So we'll probably go for this one as our test case. So we need to get over there. And I believe I know where it is. It's up there somewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another road up so that it can have a separate set of train tracks to bring things down. We do have another road because of our new factory section over here. It is also blocked by a giant rock. But I believe we can extend this road outwards, get it going up as well, and then get it going out. So let me head over there first, do a path back, and then we'll see. I want this road, at least the incline, to mirror this incline for now. So let me go and do this part first, and then we'll set up another station and see how that all looks. We can do the station, or we can just continue the station out that way. It doesn't really matter. Or we can do our station plan of setting more stations on top of the previous stations, which I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll decide when we get the tracks in. So suppose life just starts with a road blueprint. Let's start extending this road. If you're enjoying the video and you want to support Data Engineer Plays, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments section. Now I want to mirror the incline over there, so I'm just going to build a test scaffolding this away and see where we start inclining. I believe it is just this one. I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, I'm going to start inclining this road upwards, and then we're going to build a test scaffolding out towards the nitrogen resource and see where it is. I was trying to match the height of this, but I've actually exceeded it now. I'm not sure how tall this needs to be, so I'm going to just scaffold my way towards the nitrogen now. Now, I believe it was over here somewhere, wasn't it, when I scanned? It's over there. So it's like over there somewhere. I believe we've cleared the height, but let me just build some scaffolding to make sure that's true. And then we'll figure out where to turn the roadway and stuff. So it's 500 meters that away. So let's start heading that away. Okay, we've hit a cliff wall. Let's see if we can go that away. I think we're close. Maybe it's like over there somewhere. Definitely close. Got to be a little bit wary of death around here though. Ah, okay, we need to go up a little bit more. Then this elevation's not quite right. So is this the right elevation? Where is the nitrogen gas? It's like right here, isn't it? Yeah, it's right here. So this is the right elevation that we want to get to. So let me figure out a path back then. Let's go have a look at the nitrogen first. Because remember, the station's going to be above the road. So as long as the road can get to it, then we're Gucci. Yeah, I think I see it. It's like right here, right? Bet it's guarded. Guarded. Hello? Oh, there you are. Ow. Having a little bit of an issue over here, but that's fine. Nothing bullets can't resolve. Alright, so this is the nitrogen thing. So how does this thing actually work? If we go into our production, we've got the pressurized resource well pressurizer and extractor. So this is basically a fracking process. We put the pressurizer in the middle, and then I'm guessing these little bits on the outside is where the extractor goes. Ah, there we go. So yeah, this is the machine. I'm guessing it takes so much electricity to do this. But yeah, this will produce the nitrogen, it'll pressurize it, and then it'll come out of these wells. Fantastic. All right, cool. So let's head back to our base now. Well, not our base. Let's head back to our thing and see how far up we have to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles, which means we need to clear around... Yeah, we need like 2 more sets of those foundations. That's 8 tiles, maybe 3 more. That's 12. That's perfect. So we need to go up 3 more levels of incline. Let me get rid of this foundation while I'm here. Let's not leave a mess everywhere. Alright, we're back. And we've dismantled that path. Now we need to go up 3 more elevations. There's 1. I really got to build this little connector segment into my blueprint for the inclines to make my workflow a lot faster. Look how long it takes me to build incline bits compared to like flat bits. Alright, so we should be at the right height now, if I've done my maths correctly. Assuming a 2 meter incline is half of a 4 meter. That makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I've just got to snap a flat bit to it. Damn it, still need more connector bits to do that. Okay, now we just flatten out our roadway, and then we got to do a turn somewhere. We're going to go up, and then we're going to head towards, like, let's line ourselves up with the resource well, nitrogen gas. We'll probably turn it as close to that cliff as we can. Watch how fast it is to build the flat parts relative to the incline parts. Alright, we can't go through there, so we're just going to have to go turn here, I guess. How far off are we? We're pretty much lined up. Otherwise, we can go up more and go over it, but I think we're okay. We'll just go this way, and then we'll just pipe it over, I think. Can this thing manage a turn? I think it can manage a turn here. Like that. And then we can go straight from here. Perfect. Right against the edge of the cliff. You'll notice I bought tons of concrete because our dimensional storage for concrete definitely cannot keep up with this. Alright, we're here. Let's just build one more. Now, I think we can just pipe whatever over to this roadway and then put it into a station. So we'll build our station and then we'll send our materials back. So how much room do I need to leave for a station? Probably not too much room. Can probably start it around here. Alright, I'm just going to build my station over here somewhere. Alright, we have built our standard train platform above our road. So we've got a train station here. I'm hoping I faced this the right way. Let's just double check. It needs to be facing that way. Yep, that way. Cool. We need a name for this station. So if anyone, just don't want to call it Bolty Jam. So if anyone in the comment section has a name for our nitrogen outpost, let me know. And we've got our fluid freight platform, which we will pipe the gas from over there to over here. Apparently we don't need pumps for lift when it comes to gas, which is fantastic. Now it's just a big job of getting this rail connected all the way back to base. You've seen it 100 times. I'm going to get that done and I'll be back to talk about it when it is. Alright, we are home now. We need to make a big decision whether we want to do railways above each other or not. So I'm going to set up, let's just try out the rails above each other and see how that looks. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so I've determined it needs to be 6 floors high to clear the last rail station. So that gives it full clearance, right? Yep, okay. Start building some floor blueprints across that way. Now, how do I vertically align this so that they're perfect? I'll use that other railway thing as alignment. Is this the edge of the other railway? No, I'm 1 tile off. Where does the railway station end? Kind of here, right? Get the bottom layer correct first. Then we can talk about the top layer. It's about 2 more tiles worth. So now we've got 2 railway things stacked directly on top one another. We can build a railway station that aligns somewhere here. Is there any sort of alignment onto this railway station? There's not really. So we'll just build it anywhere here and we'll try our best to align it to this thing. Maybe we can get a track going. Maybe a track will help us align everything. We'll have to temporarily disable this and hope it lets us rebuild it. Nope, it's too steep for a track. Well, at least it lets us rebuild it easily. Alright, we're just gonna have to guess and hope it's at the correct alignment. It looks like it's like sort of 1 tile off the edge of this second last one. Okay, so like here. Is that about right? No, 1 more. Like here, that's the right alignment. So we'll just put 1 in to lock it in and then we'll try to get the vertical alignment roughly the same. That way, when I look at it, it's kind of like, oh, how do we tell? The vertical alignment is like 3, like on this line over here. So on this one, on this line. So it's like almost correct. It just needs to be a little bit more shifted. So the vertical alignment is this. The horizontal alignment is that, I believe. That should give us a perfectly aligned train station to the one below it. Lovely. Then we need a liquid freight platform and we want it facing this way because we want our processing facility to go that way. Yeah. And then we'll turn out the rails this way, I guess. Because this one turns this way. So this one needs to turn that way. Alright, cool. We'll figure it out. So we'll drop our fluid freight platform first. So the train will come in from this side and then it'll go out this side. Let's see how that might look. Let's do the minimum amount of turning that we can to get it to join the return track. Looks like to be about here. That looks straight. Yeah. And we'll get it out to clear this area. Fantastic. Now we just need to join this to this. Now that's a little bit of an awkward ask because of how tall this stuff is. But we can do something interesting here, which is to double elevate this. Now theoretically, oh man, If only I had electricity here. I wonder if I can build a thing on top of a thing. I can, kind of. If it gives me a good snapping point, maybe I can just snap one on top of the other. Yes. Amazing. Like that. Cool, cool. And then we just need to connect these rails on top of these rails. Except this is not the right height, technically. What is the right height? Oh, it's not exactly the right height. Because it's 3 up, then 3 up. Actually, that works out perfectly. And then 3 up. So from the base road, it's actually just 2 more higher. Which means if I just snap on another one, like that, that should get us the correct height that we desire. Yeah. And then we just need to build the track to link. That seems easy enough. So if we bring the track a little bit closer to base, like say around here, it's getting a little bit difficult to build, but we're getting there. And then we should be able to somehow link these 2 sets of tracks. I mean, it doesn't mind that. And that. It's kind of okay with that. Yeah. I think we did it. Now we just need to make the tracks link this way as well. So we need to figure out the correct height to link this. So I'm thinking on top of here we build another thing that doesn't incline, maybe. If we did that, that's too high. Ooh, that's annoying. Is that okay? I mean, it goes up a little bit. And then somehow we need to connect this to this. I think there's like a weird dip in height, but otherwise this is not bad. It kind of goes like up and then it curves up. Let's have a look at what that looks like from the ground. Let's get rid of some of these old tracks. It just looks like a really tall pillar, honestly. Which is, I'm totally fine with that. If we just remove these side bits of track and frame. I mean, I'm okay with this. What do you guys think? Is this... Can I get away with this? It looks extremely tall, but it's kind of fine. We just need to get all these train platforms looking like they're not floating in midair, and then we're sweet. Let me see if I can decorate some of these with pillars somewhere. Let's try one pillar on this corner together. I feel like we need a big support pillar here to make this make sense. A big support pillar completely blocks the road, though. What is this foundation for? Let's get rid of it. We can even get the big support pillar hitting the ground, so it makes even more sense. Is that perfectly lined up? Big concrete pillar. There we go. Now it looks like something's supporting it all the way from the ground. And then if we put another big support pillar over here, lined up nicely, then it looks like something's actually holding this thing up. Then we do the same thing here and here. And then chuck some concrete pillars over here. And that actually looks like a thing now, right? It actually looks like it's standing on something rather than just floating in midair. Now, if we add some railings and stuff to this, I think it should look pretty decent. Let's do the same thing along here. Which means we also need to probably pull out this station to be the full station to make it all line up properly. And are we happy for this to be like the edge? Yeah, I think we are. Gotta try new things in this game for it to stay interesting, right? What tile is directly under here? It's this one. Wait, don't tell me these don't line up. Nope, they line up. That looks beautiful. Let's continue it downwards to make it make sense. These big pillars are friggin' massive. And we can even continue it underneath here to make it make even more sense. Look, our base is finally not supported by nothing. It's actually supported by something now. Amazing. I like it. Let's go fix the other corners. Go underneath and fix the underneath part as well. This is actually on the ground, so this is totally fine. One last corner and then our structure will be completely structurally sound. I'm no architect, so I actually don't know. I should say I'm not a structural engineer, so I have no idea. Any of you guys structural engineers, can you tell me if my buildings are structurally sound? I think they're okay. Then I believe it goes here, but then I think we might have some issues here. Because there is a train that goes here. Oh no. My pillar support. Well, I know the train doesn't clip the pillar support, so I guess we can visually just put one in. Somehow, me just building randomly, all of this seems to have just worked out so far. I won't worry about the subfloor there, so I can't bother getting down there. But yeah, I think this looks okay. So we've got a station underneath here, and then we've got another platform of the station up there. The other thing is that we should probably figure out a way to get up there. And a long stairway seems a little bit ambitious for 6 floors, but I guess we'll just do a stairway for now. And you know, once I add railings and stuff, all of this is gonna look meh. And I think it's fine. And we've got another platform over here. This little bump over here is a bit how you going, but I don't know how to straighten that out without doing some really janky stuff. I don't know if I can bypass this thing completely because it's not going to be long enough, right? Yeah. I'd like to just like connect that to that, but it's definitely not going to be long enough. And then I don't know how to align this thing's height to this thing's height. All right, it's just going to have a bump in the road. One minor defect in the system. Fine. It's a little bit of a roller coaster for the train, but it should function. So we've got a train station. Let's get this all aligned the right direction because I'm not even sure the train's aligned in the right direction at the moment. So this is... We'll rename this station Manufacturer 3. Do I need it to be named 3? Can I just call it Manufacturer? I think I can. And the way I want this... Well, this is the station, so then it needs to go in the right direction. I don't know if that's aligned in the right direction. Let's give it a go. Yeah, it needs to go that way. Alright, let's hook this thing up to power. I think it wants to be connected to power in this direction. There's a power line right here. That looks okay. Doesn't cut into anything. Now this station and this whole line has power. So if this is the station and it's going out this way, leading out a train, let's just run a train and test how that looks. We need it going that way. And then we need it to have a freight car. And then we can go. We'll go on our little roller coaster road bump. And we're off. Just like a normal station. Now we need to figure out how this station should align. And it's definitely wrong, facing the wrong way at the moment. We'll get this train going a little bit out while we fix up this side of the station. We just need to flip these and make sure the train station is going in the right way. Can never see this arrow. Not that way. That way. There we go. And then we're going to replace this with the freight platform. Fluid freight platform with... can't speak. Fluid freight platform with the thing facing that way. Let's rename this nitrogen. And then we should be able to just set our train to go. And it should now work. So we want it to go there, and then save, and turn on self-driving. And off it goes. It should have no issues. There's no collisions with other trains we need to worry about. It's just a dedicated platform for transporting nitrogen back to our base. Now with that, we can go to the actual nitrogen. This is the input. So we'll draw a path over and start extracting our nitrogen. And we have power here and everything that we can possibly need. So we're not worried about anything. We can go down like here. Oh, we'll worry about the pathing in a bit. Let's do the nitrogen thing first. Let's put in a power station somewhere here. I reckon here would be a good place for power. Do a power tower platform. Hook the power line into the station. And we're sweet. Now we should be carrying power. Fantastic. Alright, now we need some platforms on this thing. We'll do not 4 meter, maybe 2 meter foundation will work. Just want to make sure I'm able to build the resource well on top of this thing without any issues when I cover it. I don't know if I like it covered, but then the foundations will give us a nice smooth thing to build the pipes on. But let's give that a go. We need our pressurized well extractor. That goes on perfectly fine. Let's turn it so that the power thing comes from this side. Let's hook it into power. Now, do each of the little things need power as well? Let's have a look. So there was a pressurized well thing over here. Yeah, it doesn't like the resource well extractors like that. So I do 1 meter foundations. Will that be okay? Yeah, the 1 meter foundations are okay. So this thing is extracting nitrogen gas at 120 per thing. Does each one increase the amount of nitrogen and power usage, or how does this work? Let's have a look at some of this metrics. The potential it can extract nitrogen at is 840, and we've tapped into one of apparently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nodes, and our pipeline can carry 600 per minute. So we should probably just go for extracting 600. That's just 5 of these. 5, 12, and 60. So let's just connect up to 5 of those. I don't know which way to face everything either. That's too high. Oh, it's annoying to try to snap this onto World Foundation. That works. There it is. There's 3. We've got 1 more over here. That looks like the right foundation height, right? Nope. Probably that one. Nope, that's too low. That's too high. Try this one. Yeah, this one looks fine. We can turn these as we do it. Let's see. We've got 5 tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more tapped. There's 1 over here. Alright, now we've got 5 tapped. Now they should be producing 600 nitrogen gas, which is as much as our Mark II pipeline can carry. So we should just pipe them all together somehow. Easier said than done. Let me figure out how to do that. We want to bring it probably up here, right? Eventually. Well, let's figure out a path where we want to actually bring it out to. So let's draw a path. Let's add a Mark II pipeline, say going from here to down here somewhere. Well, let's draw the pipeline back to the train first. How about that? Now, someone taught me about this. It's 2 steps, they said. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. That's a 90-degree turn for a pipe. Let's see if that's accurate. So from the center, if I go back 1, 2, and then from the center again, 1, 2. So it's there. Okay, I think I understand how this works. Let's see if this is accurate. Not really. It's maybe 3. Like there to there. This is apparently the 90-degree turn. I guess that's as close to a 90-degree turn as anyone's ever going to get. But anyway, I don't want a 90-degree turn because I want the pipeline coming out of here. So if I want to turn it into the middle, then I go to the middle. I go 1, 2, 3. And then that should turn 90 degrees into the middle. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. Still learning pipeline mechanics. And then we want it to go down. But we want it to go down to the right height. Oh, man. Maybe we'll get it to go out a bit more. I need a path going from here to here. That's not good. You know what? I'm just going to use my hover pack. We've got power here now, so nothing to worry about. So I get to go in here. We should be able to clean pipeline downwards. What did this thing do? Okay, that's actually kind of cool. You can pipeline to the edge of a thing and then it clean pipelines. Now here's our pipeline. It should align perfectly to the middle here. If we go straight in the middle, that should be a perfect 90-degree turn. Great. Now we've got the pipeline down here. We need to connect it to each of the resource wells. So there's one. Then we probably need to turn it out this way to get to this one and this one. These two are going to clip. Definitely. And how much do I care about the clipping, you might ask? I don't know. If we get it to turn down slightly, we can draw a straight line this way. And that should get most of it. So if we do this... Oh, it really hates being on the edge here. But I think that... And then going in like that. And then maybe we won't get it to clip and we'll just put it like here. Then do something like that and it turns a little bit, but what are you going to do about that? This one can align nicely. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 into the pipe. And we just need to do this one now. We can do something like this and we can just do a turn. Oh no, it's clipping into the main machine. Damn it. Wow, this is annoying. How do I get this pipe in? Probably around the back. Take a little puzzle out here. Go through the rock. That's fine. Pipes can go through the rock. Get that pipe going around this way. And then we can get this one turned the other way. I mean, we'll have to amend these pipes because there's more resource wells over here. But at the moment, I don't even have another Mark II pipeline. I think 600 per minute is enough. So all of this should now be carrying nitrogen gas. It looks clear, but it's carrying nitrogen gas, I believe. And they should all be linked and going into our freight platform now. And this one is set to load. I don't think I set the other one to unload. But when our train eventually comes here, it actually should load up the nitrogen gas. Amazing. Now we've got nitrogen gas going into here. You can't see anything because it's gaseous. But I believe we have to just trust that it is working. The fill rate is pretty close to 600 per minute and going up, I think. Yeah, I think it's working. And just like that, we have nitrogen heading to our base. All right, let's go back to the base and check it out. All right, we're back at base now. And we can go over here and set this to unload. Then hopefully when a train arrives eventually, it's coming now. When it arrives, it should unload the nitrogen gas. Let's see if that happens. Here it comes with a tanker. And it's coming into the platform. I should probably stand out of the way. And look at that. Works like a charm. Off you go, train. And we have 1,000 cubic meters of nitrogen gas now at our base to play with. And with that nitrogen gas, we can work on those fused modular frames. So let's go figure out where we're going to do that. Now let's have a look at how a blender compares to a manufacturer. It's basically the same size, if not smaller. So blenders, wait, what about the height? Or, I mean, yeah, that looks like enough OH&S clearance up the top. So basically a blender and a manufacturer array can share a platform, right? Now I've built this one to be infinitely extensible out that way, but because of the advanced production that it's doing, I don't imagine we're going to be doing much extending out this way. Oh crap, nearly died. So I'm not too worried about it. I think this is plenty of distance to get the volumes that we need. So we are going to build our blenders on this level for now. If we need to move them, we'll move them later. Let's shift it sort of in line. Wow, this thing actually lines up to this thing. Amazing. We're going to give it a little bit of room for input and output. Now the input's coming in this side, output's going out that side. That's pretty standard and aligned to what we normally do. What's not standard is the liquid output that we haven't done much for. Okay, let's set ourselves down a blender. Then let's configure it to make fused modular frames. These things produce at 1.5 per minute, so extremely, extremely slowly, and they need ridiculous amounts of everything. So let's do some volume testing now. Now, one of these barely requires any nitrogen gas, so that's the last thing that I'm going to worry about. Let's worry about heavy modular frames, because extending heavy modular frames basically means doubling our factory all over again. So here's where our heavy modular frames are being produced. We're making 2, and currently we are using 1 of them, and we need 1.5. So we do need another machine to do this, but can we even remotely support another machine? I don't think so. But what we can do is leave it for now, because we're not actually making any ACUs at the moment. So we actually have all 2 available. So let's write this down, fused modular frame. And we'll just note that we are at a deficit of 0.5 at the moment. I don't know why encased concrete is like not keeping up. It is keeping up. It's like barely keeping up. Yeah, because we were making like 12, I think. But yes, so we are making this many. Then we can go over and check if our aluminum casing is keeping up now. Let's head back down. The 75 aluminum casing should be okay, I think. That's the one we're making plenty of. We're making it on... No, this is... Wait. Yes, we are making it here. I just didn't change the icon. I thought this was where we're making the aluminum sheet. So we're making 100, and for the fused MF, we need 75, leaving available 25. We actually have all the materials that we need already, which is great, because I don't really care about extending it right now. Once we get Miner Mark 3, we'll be able to extend it a lot easier. So let's just leave it for now. If things are at a deficit and produce a little bit slowly, I'm actually okay with that. So let's head on to our second floor and start getting some of those inputs in. So we need 2 solid inputs and 1 gas input. Let's see how we do that. I'm not going to bother making a blueprint for this because I don't think it's necessary. So we'll do our solid input onto this floor. Like that. They can actually be on different floors because there's only 2, right? Can we tilt it inwards to conserve space is the question. Is that the 3rd floor? That doesn't look like the 3rd floor. Let me put a conveyor wall in here to test. That's not the right height. Get it at the right height for the 3rd floor, which is about this height, right? I think. Let's try that. Yeah, that's the right height, I think. Is that flat? Yeah. Oh, I love the hover pack. You can actually get in proper alignment and see if things are flat or not. Then we'll get a splitter in like that. That splitter's not aligned correctly. We can probably blueprint like this part of it. But you don't know what input and output your blender's gonna have. Like, it's not always gonna have solid and liquid outputs. So maybe we'll just have to like manually make the blender. Alright, cool. So that's our 2 inputs done. One of these inputs is just right here. So we should be able to add a splitter. Wait, so we're already using this for something. We didn't write it down. We're using it to make this radio control unit, and we're barely supplying enough computers for it, but we won't worry about that either for now. We've got to drastically increase all our production to make all this work at some point. But we are using 40 casing for computers. Okay, we're going to write that down. We're actually in casing deficit then. But that's fine. Again, we can fix the volumes later. We'll just have to note it down so that we know what's going on. So there's the splitter. Put it there to split that belt, and then that can go straight into there. That's 1 ingredient down. The next thing is going to come out here. So let's chuck in a wall. Give it that glorious carbon finish. And let's get this out the wall. That actually straight. Amazing. Alright, so our modular frames are going to go here, I think. I said I wanted to avoid doing things on this wall, didn't I? Because that's the entrance wall. So let's stick to what I said. Right, we're going to avoid this glass wall whenever possible. So we'll do it on this wall. And since we're using this row, we'll use the middle row. Something like that. And then we'll head outside and bring that down. That's going to go through this floor. Now we need to make some subfloor down here, which is easy enough. Now, this is where we want it. So let's drag a lift down and figure out a clear path back to the other side. Seems pretty clear. I can go under, but I don't feel like it's necessary to go. Let's just go to the bottom floor. Why not? crisscrossies everywhere. I think the modular frames are pretty much just this way. We'll pop out on the other side and see where our modular frames are. Got a little hole over here to get out of. Where are you, modular frames? I have no idea where the modular frames are. One of these, right? This one. This one is the heavy modular frames. So we've got to give it this same treatment over here with the smart splitters and stuff. So let me quickly go and do that. So this is the modular frame belt. We can get rid of it. And that's why I didn't clean up the other stuff before, because I knew everything's about to change. There's the heavy modular frames. They can come in like that. None are being produced at the moment. That's fine. Then we can switch this to overflow. And then we can switch this to priority. Next, we need a conveyor floor hole right here. And we can lift that down. Now, this and this clip a little bit, but actually it's kind of fine looking, I guess. When there's a bunch of them, all the lifts going down are going to be hidden by the next splitter. Interesting. All right. Well, this is not the best design, but at this point in the game, I don't think I can do a better design than this, right? Like without completely messing about with everything. So I'm going to leave it at that, unless I'm going to shift everything out this way and create more room for myself to do this sort of thing. So I'm going to forgive myself for this clipping because, you know, there's not much of a solution that I can achieve like without rebuilding every single thing in the world. So let's have a look at what that looks like from underneath. And as long as the underneath part isn't clipping, which it shouldn't be, they should all be nice and separated. It's there. Do I have to keep rebuilding the top bit when I dismantle it like that? I just want to build the top bit and the bottom bit separately. Is that a thing with conveyor holes? I'm still learning them. Okay, that seems to have worked, I believe. Kind of hard to tell when there's no modular frames, but let's run the belt. And there we go. That's the, yeah, there we go. There's one traveling. Nice. So that's two materials in. Let's go have a look. Yep, heavy modular frames, aluminum casing going in, and now we need to just get the nitrogen gas going. So where can we get nitrogen gas going? We can't go through the subfloor. This is actually kind of difficult because we can go through, I guess, the third floor, but then this is going to go straight through one of these things, right? What's a clever solution for this? We need a pipeline that runs across, yet somehow gives it everything that it needs. We might have to even use the fourth floor for this. Let's see how that might look. Either that or the pipeline runs along the ground floor, which is another option. But running it along the ground floor is kind of terrible. Or what if we try this? We go up one and out a little bit. That way you can walk under this, right? So that's actually kind of legal. Like that. And then we can align this like diagonally, kind of. Is that a thing? If we do noodle, that goes in perfectly. Okay, that's fine. And then that can continue to extend to further machines. Now this pipeline is on an awkward level because it doesn't... Oh, but I can get the wall hole to go... Wait, what level is it actually on? Is it actually directly in between two levels? That's straight. It sits directly underneath the belts. It's actually amazingly perfect. So if I put a wall hole, say, in between... Can I put wall holes in between things? Yes. So if I put a wall hole here, then run a pipe like that... Oh, things are starting to make sense. 1, 2 is what someone said to me to make 90 degrees. Yep, that's correct. So if it's here, to align there, we need 1, 2, like that. And then there you go. There's a perfect 90-90 turn into the wall. And once it's out the wall, we can bring it down the same way we bring down everything else into the subfloor. And to bring a pipe into the subfloor, we put it into the middle. And that gives it a perfectly straight downward turn. Fantastic. But we probably don't want it to be on the same level as this thing so that we don't clip it. So if I were to put, say, this thing here, then do it, would that still be perfect? Yes. Nice. And now I can turn it out. 1, 2. I know that's not really 90 degrees, but should be fine. And now, oh, we don't even need this thing. We can just run it along. Wait, if we use these pipelines, the pipes actually sit perfectly underneath the belt. That's amazing. I like that. Now we just need to run it towards the station. So let me figure out how far we need to go. Quite far. We'll run the belt from the station part first then. We just basically run it all the way out and over and down. Oh, that doesn't quite work. We can run it along the ceiling. So this is the output. If we run foundation, say, this way, or clearing these two foundations is not pretty because then the station overhangs. We'd have to clear these. You know what? Pipeline hole. There we go. There's the pipeline out. Now we just need to go underneath and then connect it to the ceiling. Is that a thing that pipes do? Connect to the ceiling? Yes. Something like that. There's the pipe out. And then it needs to go down onto this road. So actually we want to connect it to this thing. And then if we get it to go directly down, is that straight? Yep. Now if we get it to go directly down, it should go all the way down into the subfloor. It's like in between two lines, which is like here. So if we put a hole here, oh, this is all sorts of janky, but I think it might work. And we do horizontal to vertical. Is that a thing? Why is this doing weird things now? There we go. That's a nice clean pipeline. Then it goes straight through to the subfloor. Oh, this is a little bit janky over here, but we should be able to follow this line all the way through. So I'm going to just follow the ceiling here because of the terrain, but then we'll turn it down to meet the right level once we clear this terrain area. I think that'll all work. And now we're at the center of a tile set. So it should be nice and easy to figure out where it goes. It should be there. That's straight. And we'll carry on this way until we hit subfloor region, which is around here somewhere. So as soon as we hit the subfloor over here, we want it to kind of turn down. But not there. We want to elevate it. If only this was centered, but it's not. But we're almost there. We basically just want it to... Wait, why is that lined up to that? It should be lined up to this. Okay, we'll just do a bit of a janky turn here. And then we'll connect it. And then just like that, nitrogen is in, I think. I think that's all three components for our fused modular frames. Is that really it? Is that really it? Alright, that was easy. Wasn't that easy, guys? Now, where is the power thing for this? It's over here. Let's get that onto the ceiling first. And we'll get it out along this line right here. In there. Connect the power the same way we normally do. There we go. And this thing should now be powered. It is indeed powered. And it is feeding in the aluminum casing. And it is making our first automated fused modular frame. Fantastic. And gas has no problem flowing. Is that what I'm hearing? The flow rate is extremely, extremely slow, but fast enough for this thing. No, wait. Is it slow or is it full? Current amount in pipe 15. It's like really, really slow. We'll have to troubleshoot the gas flow rate at some point. It says it doesn't need pumps because it's gas, but I have no idea what that actually means because the flow rate is like nearly 0. Yet, we always have 50 in here. Okay, I trust it. Probably shouldn't trust it. But yes, our first blender, our first fused modular frame. So let's get that out into a box somewhere. Let's figure out how we would do something like that. Oh man, this new factory is going to be complex AF. But we can probably get it out this wall over here. But all outputs go up 4 floors, right? That's our rule. like that, and then I guess it's going out this wall. Do we get them all like together? If we get it out this wall, we can get it down here. I think that's probably a better bet, right? And then save these outside walls for other things. That's the only free lane. Give it that juicy carbon steel finish. And then we want it out that hole. I think it's this hole. Now we just want it down a little thing to get to this level, which is I think this level. Get it hooked into here, and then we'll build ourselves a storage container right here. Get a lift. And out we go. That's Fused Modular Frames in storage for the first time. Amazing. That wasn't even that difficult, honestly. Was that difficult? We just had to train to the nitrogen, bring the nitrogen over, and then set up our first blender. That actually wasn't too difficult, honestly. I'm pretty happy with that. You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to grab our summer sloop, and we're going to go power these machines up and double our outputs. There we go. Double the production. Now we're getting 3 Fused Modular Frames per minute. We should probably put up some signage. Keep everything neat and organized. I want to use a new sign method for this. Let's try something out. Something easier to build and easier to read. Let's try this portrait sign. Let's do a layout. Is there one with like a smaller image? I like this without the background. Or do I like it with the background? It doesn't. I want the image to be smaller and have more text. But let's give that a go. So this one was making radio control units. And one of these is making 2.5 without the summer sloop. Not being used for anything. But yeah, I think this looks better. And easier to set up too. Which one was it? Portrait sign. We'll replace that on our toolbar and we'll start using these from now on. They're so much easier to set up than the other sign. And they're bigger. And this thing is making 1.5 Fused Modular Frames per minute. But with our lovely summer sloop, we are making 3 per minute, which is fantastic. And how much power are we at now? I'm always scared about power putting up these new machines, especially when I'm putting one up and then quadrupling the output. Yeah, our blue line's creeping again. Our max consumption's at 8K out of our 10K. So that's definitely not a good thing. We definitely need a new power solution very soon. But I think I have another one in mind, even if we don't go nuclear straight away. We might go straight to nuclear, but there's another thing I kind of want to try. How's that looking? Oh, it's so bright with the background. I actually probably don't like the background. Try it without the background. Yeah, that looks a lot better. No background. There we go. Nice. I like it. And there we go. There's our advanced manufacturing factory's first level complete. We got a blender and a manufacturer. One is making our radio control unit and the other is making our Fused Modular Frames. And technically it is extensible out towards the north side, but I don't think we're going to be extending it anytime soon because, yeah, the requirement for this is insane. If we have to double our aluminum casing, we need to double our entire aluminum production system over at the alumina site. So yeah, we're just gonna have to live with this for now, but we will figure it all out. Don't you guys worry. We will figure everything out slowly. And yeah, our factory is coming along. We've got like one factory over there and then another factory over here. And I'm sure this one is gonna grow very, very quickly. So we need 50 Fused Modular Frames to go for this leading edge production thing. Let's check in the other materials. We've got plenty of supercomputers now, and it's slowly producing more. Steel pipe is not an issue at all. And now we're just waiting for our 50 frames. We've got 20 already. We need another 30, so it's only 10 more minutes. I might go and do some random troubleshooting around the base, or we can even do some decorating around the base while we're waiting. Makes sense to me to probably seal up this factory as well now. We've got this factory pretty much sealed up all the way nearly to the top floor. But I'll probably seal up this factory and seal up that factory, and then we'll unlock leading edge production and we'll call it an end of an episode. Alright, hello tractor, what are you doing out here? What the heck? Oh man. Yep, good, great driving. Anyway, I've sealed up everything. So we've got all this wall sealed up. This wall is sealed up. We've got this back wall sealed up now. It's all awfully looking like a nice factory to me. We can add some railings onto stuff as well. And we could probably put some railings on this walkway. It'll probably make this walkway make a little bit more sense now. So everything's looking great. Add a little thing over here. And yeah, we're at 36 at the moment. Let's see what the slowdown is. No, it is still making as fast as it can. It doesn't seem to be idling at all. It's got maximum input of everything. I must just be a lot faster than I thought. Yeah, I think our factory is looking fantastic. Look at this. It's all looking very factory-like. Can probably do some better work with the walkways that lead between the factories. I kind of don't like the fact that this walkway leads to the platform and then you're like directly on the platform. It should really go out across this way a bit, but oh wells. I was thinking also about what if we put some portrait signs up over here so that we can know what each of these storage containers actually contains. So for example, computers. Is there a layout with no text? Nope. That looks alright. Alright, I'll go set that all up while we're waiting for our fused modular frames, I guess. How's that looking? I think that helps our I don't really like it that much, but I guess it helps with our organization of things, so it's easier for me to figure out where my materials are. But anyway, my 2-hour warning is up. But yeah, 50 fused modular frames. We've got it. We've got it, guys. We have got it. Let's tuck that in there and let's launch our pod.
The Miner Mark III provides top-of-the-line resource extraction potential, making it even easier to contribute to project assembly. Project part number 8, the thermal propulsion rocket, is the most complex project part of this phase as it requires turbo motors and thus requires your best. Fix it, didn't think pioneers such as you could get this far. I am glad we have both proven them wrong.
I had a great idea of writing that thing, but I feel like that was a terrible idea because now I'm stuck up here with death crate up there permanently. Is that how it works? Oh no. I have a death crate in the air that I can never get. I can see it. I'm never going to be able to get to that death crate. That was a horrible idea. I'm going to have to load up an old autosave. Otherwise, this is going to be terrible. Oh my god, that was so dumb. Luckily, my last autosave was a minute ago, so hopefully I still have my 50 fused modular frames. Do not ride the thing up. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea. I had a little sense that it wouldn't be, but yeah, that was dumb. Anyway, we still have our 50 fused modular frames, and we still have our signs, so I'm okay with that. Oh man, lucky that autosave happened, but we need to unlock this again. Alright, so the next project parts, they all seem really, really complex and terrible. But what we have now is the ability to make Miner Mark III. Let's see what that requires. 3 portable miners. Those are portable miners, right? Yeah. Supercomputer, that, and turbo. I knew it would require turbo motors, and it requires quite a lot of these to upgrade. So this is going to be a slow process. But it can extract resources at 240 as opposed to 120. So it doubles the resource extraction, which is fantastic and well worth it. But we do have to make turbo motors. It's made in a manufacturer, so let's see what that might require. Well, it doesn't need turbo fuel. I thought it would need turbo fuel, but it just needs RCU, motor, and rubber. Interesting. This is not particularly too difficult, I don't think. And 4 cooling systems. What is a cooling system? It's made in a blender. A cooling system is made from 2 heat sinks, which is made in an assembler. And rubber and water and nitrogen gas. Okay, we're gonna have to bring water to the base somehow. But what is a heat sink? A heat sink is made out of aluminum sheet and copper sheet. Okay, at least that's easy. So we need to make heat sinks, then we need to bring water to the base and make this, which is the cooling system, and then we can make turbo motors using the cooling systems, the radio control units, the motors, and the rubbers. All right, excellent. So we have a plan for next episode. We're going to do that. Then we'll have access to Miner Mark III, and we probably have to do an episode where we go around and fix everything, because at the moment, what is this storage container? Is this for fabric? Yeah. Because at the moment, none of our stuff, a lot of our production is negative at the moment. They don't actually fully supply anything. And plus, if we're going to start making the project assembly parts that we need, we're most definitely need to pretty much double up everything again. the factory expansion is gonna be massive very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.